About to be in 1 second.
Okay.
some of it. Huh?
It's so nice seeing all these
I know, it's very nice. Did you know Cliff? He's from Marlboro. I didn't know he was a player from Marlboro. I didn't even know he was coming.
Get the seat started.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on. We're a half hour late, 45 minutes late. It's going to throw everything off. We're not going to eat till 9:30. We got that settled?
Is everybody here that's supposed to be?
Hello, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Can you sit at your table? You're gonna have to go and tell the people.
Hold on for a second, right here. Attention all Kmart shoppers. Attention all Kmart shoppers. We need silence and regulatory matters to take place. Thank you. Everybody, we need Mike Melendez is trying to get everybody to sit down, and let's get this thing started. So if we can sit down, we can say hello a little bit later on. Kathy, you're gonna have to take over, Kathy. You're gonna have to take over.
Hello? Hello?
Kathy's gonna have to take over.
Hello, everyone. May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. Hi, everyone. Everyone, please have a seat. We're going to be getting started with our ceremony, the Hall of Fame. Please, everyone, sit down and have our attention, please. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Kathy. Good job, Kathy.
Where's Mike? Oh, now who's taking over?
Somebody got to give him a piece of gum.
Where is he? I mean, I got it silenced. Now, where is he?
Mike Melendez to the podium.
Mike! I'm getting everybody.
I'm trying to get them all to sit down. They're not sitting. You can't start them. Look it over there. You can't fucking sit over there.
Just make sure that when people are speaking that these two mics are aligned, because this is for the
Yeah, you gotta
video.
leave them here, Mike.
Just so you,
This is aligned with this.
because this is for the video, this is for the house.
You can't have it, but you gotta keep it here.
I know. Got you.
You gotta.
All right, they're sitting down. Where's your paper?
This is ridiculous.
This is fucking. No, it was the seating. That was the issue. Where's all these people here? There's nobody at that table with Chris.
Where Chris went?
Ortiz. Jessica.
That's Anna and all of them. Hello, can I have your attention, please? Can we get started? Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see everybody here. So, good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the Paddleball Family Alliance 8th Annual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. For those that do not know me, my name is Mike Melendez, and I'm the president of the PFA. Thank you all for joining us on this special night. It's a beautiful thing when the paddleball community gets together. Please give yourself a hand. You look fabulous. Everyone looks fabulous here. For those who may not be familiar with our organization, the PFA is a nonprofit founded in 2014, dedicated to fostering youth engagement through our beloved sport of paddleball. Our mission is to provide a safe, recreational outlet that keeps our youngsters off the street while teaching them the fundamental skill of paddleball through highly competitive activities. Additionally, one of our primary goals is to help revive a sport that once boasted over 500,000 players across the tri-state area. That was a while ago. This evening, we gathered to celebrate the spirit of paddleball and honor those who have made a profound impact. Our recognition tonight extends beyond the exceptional talent displayed on the court. We also acknowledge the standout individuals who have tirelessly worked behind the scenes to promote and grow paddleball. Before we move forward, I would like to introduce our PFA Board of Directors, a dedicated group committed for the advancement of paddleball. Please hold your applause until all the names have been announced. Mitch Goldberg, Vice President. Can you hold it? Kathy Guinan, Board Member. Ray Gaston, Board Member. Unfortunately, Dave Siegel and Matty Melendez, both board members, are unable to join us tonight due to personal reasons. But yes, please give them can you give them a hand, please? Thank you. All right. Establishing a Paddleball Hall of Fame that honors exceptional athletes and contributors to the sport has been one of our priorities from the outset. 7 years ago, our board of directors voted to make this vision a reality. To ensure a transparent and fair selection process for our Hall of Fame inductees, we developed a consensus procedure that clearly outlines the criteria and protocol for election. This important document is accessible on our PFA website. We recognize that this procedure is still relatively new and will take time to completely refine it. With your continued support and collaboration, we are committed to positively evolving this process as we move forward together. And I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Hall of Famers inducted in the past who are present this evening. As I call your name, I kindly ask you to rise and be recognized. Please, again, hold your applause until all names have been announced. All right? Howie Hammer. Yeah. Stand up. Howie Hammer. Right here. Known as Mr. Paddleball, our very first inductee in 2017. Kathy Guinan. Inducted in 2020. Robert Sostre. Where are you, Robert? Robert Sostre, inducted in 2022. Andy Krasnick, inducted in 2022. Where's Andy? Stand up, Andy. Rob Capograsso, inducted in 2024. Craig Ruiz, inducted in 2024. Glenn Weinecker, inducted in 2024. Bobby Fiorentino, 2024. And I, Mike Melendez, was inducted in 2022. Please give him a hand. Okay. So also, let's take a moment of silence for those Hall of Famers who have passed away. Chris LeCake, John Bruschi, George McFadden, Murray Kirshner, and Tom Lowry. And finally, a prayer for the recovery of Hall of Famer Anthony Furino. That's not here with us today. As of today, we have proudly inducted 36 players and contributors into the PFA Hall of Fame. I invite you to view the full list of inductees displayed on our perpetual plaque back there. So now it's time to honor the class of 2026. Our first inductee is Mary Kirshner, who sadly passed away in 2003. Murray was a World War II veteran and a lifelong resident of the Bronx. He began playing paddleball at the age of 15 while attending Dewey Clinton High School. His home park was Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx. In 1970, Murray took on the role of tournament director, ensuring that paddleball players remain engaged in the sport. He also founded a newsletter that evolved into the renowned Wallbanger News, a 12-page tabloid filled with information about the world of one-wall sports. This magazine played a pivotal role in promoting and developing paddleball during its golden era. Murray also established the Bronx Paddleball Association, BPA, which organized numerous tournaments engaging the paddleball community and increasing participation. His contributions were instrumental in expanding paddleball, as he successfully attracted many sponsors who supported the sport. Although his daughter, Linda, was not able to attend, to be here with us today, she gave me a letter to read to you guys. Now, the letter is not here. I gotta get the letter. Hold on. All right, I get the letter now, and I read it to you guys later. No, I don't think it's. No, it's not here. It's not here. I got it back there. I gotta go get it. Oh, no. All right. So, well, our next, Kathy will induct the next, our next Hall of Famer. I'm gonna go get the letter for him. Go ahead, Kathy, do your thing.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for coming, and congratulations to everyone here. I'm here to induct Cleo Atona. She's a Bronx native. Unfortunately, she's not able to make it, but she's here in thoughts. She's a Bronx native, a regular at Van Cortlandt Park. Cleo Atona is one of the greatest paddleball players in the history of the game. She spent hours practicing to master her game, and it sure did pay off, because that is exactly what she did. Cleo played during the 1970s and 80s. She had great hands, anticipation, and consistency. She wouldn't back down when the guys were going at her with all they had, and they did do that. Cleo had the uncanny ability to frustrate her opponents, especially men, with her off-speed changeup with one of her two signature shots, a dink shot or a lob. This was during the time of classic paddleball, small ball classic paddleball. Was no joke. She was an unassuming player, smart as they come, with great ability and court awareness, a solid, fearless champion caliber player. Cleo won many, many tournaments, both in mixed doubles with Bobby Schwartz and in women's doubles with Linda Heck, along with other partners she played with. Cleo had a pleasant demeanor and excelled in great sportsmanship as well. Congratulations, Cleo Atona, on your induction into the PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame, class of 2026.
Good evening, everybody. Andy, why don't you come up here? Fellow Hall of Famer, come on up here. I hope. Hi, Andy. Look at him. Very good. Okay. All right. The Fly's best buddy, Tom Terrific Lowy, served as a combat veteran in the late 1960s and later became a federal law enforcement officer. As a paddleball player back in the 70s, he was known for his fierce competitiveness and presence on the court. He became one of the game's top left-handed players ever. He was truly a force to be reckoned with in both singles and doubles competitions. He was a tournament champion. He was with various titles in organizational competitions. He also traveled the tri-state area, putting on exhibitions, clinics with Howie Hammer, Howie Solomon, and John Bruschi. Gone but not forgotten. Okay.
Thank you, Mitch.
Go for it. Here's Andy.
Okay. Thank you. Here's a player who was a great competitor. Here's a player who was a great anticipator. Here's a player who was dominant from the right side of the court. Here's a player who is one of the smartest players in the history of the game. Here's a player who is unselfish as a partner. Here's a player who won countless championships. But enough about myself. My name is Andy Krosnick. I am here representing Tom Lowy. Tom had no family alive. He was an only child until we met 55 years ago. Then he had a brother. I am here receiving this prestigious honor in Tom's place because my brother Tom passed away on February 27th of 2024. Tom was a combat veteran. He then served as a federal law enforcement officer for the Treasury Department and Homeland Security. He was a devoted and decorated law enforcement officer that served 30 years. He should have been here and honored long before, and I would have been there standing proudly with him by his side. I want to thank the board of the Paddleball Family Alliance for honoring my brother, Tom Terrific Lowy, into the PFA Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame credentials was his tri-state exhibition and clinics with the aforementioned Howie Hammer and John Bruschi. He was a multiple singles and doubles champion, one of the greatest left-handed players in the history of the game. For this honor, thanking you, I am Andy Krosnick. Thank you.
All right, I just want to read the plaque. The PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame 2026 inductee presented to Tom Lowy. Renowned as one of the greatest left-hand players in paddleball history, Tom achieved remarkable success throughout his career, securing multiple championships. His legacy has left an indelible impact on the sport. He was also the co-founder of the Paddleball Players Association, an influential organization during the 70s. He is celebrated not only as a champion on the court, but also as a builder of the sports foundation. Tom Terrific, elite competitor and impactful contributor. Presented by the PFA, May 16, 2026.
I brought him here with me, just so you know. Yes. Where do you want me?
You should just sit anywhere. All right, all right. All right. I'm honored to induct Mr. Godfrey Brown into the PFA Hall of Fame.
Luther.
All right. Godfrey was a dominant force during paddleball golden era. He was an absolute beast on the court. While always a true gentleman, both on and off the court, well respected by his peers. As a tall, athletic player with a wingspan like an eagle, he was known for his fearless style and powerful shot making, excelling in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. He captured numerous championships and left a lasting impact with his toughness and competitive spirit. He possessed a remarkable low serve to both sides of the court and had an impressive array of shots. His spike shot was exceptional, and he consistently made incredible gets from off the court for putaways. His left hand was very proficient, and his quickness and his quick reflexes were nothing short of amazing. Nobody wanted to see this guy on this side of the chart. Richard McQuaig wrote, "This guy was a menace to society." I mean, both in doubles and singles, who has a 15-foot wingspan? Give me a break. And he finished with a heart emoji. Godfrey, your moment has arrived. Congratulations, champ. You are now a PFA Hall of Famer. Wait, let me read. I just want to read the plaque. Can we put your jacket on? Yeah. All right. So the plaque reads, Godfrey was a dominant force during paddleball golden era. He was known for his fearless style, powerful shot making, and incredible shot repertoire. Excelling in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles, he captured numerous championships and left lasting impact with his toughness and competitive style. Paddleball Family Alliance 2026. Thank you. Thank you. Here while you talk.
Well, thank you, everyone. I am honored to stand here. I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge my father, who taught me the game, introduced me to it, and played alongside me for many years. Yeah, unfortunately not here. It's been, a long journey. I mean, I see people here who I've actually known. I mean, I've known Susan Stevens. I know she doesn't look it, but I've known her over 50 years. I'll also point out, Veronica, who else? She was McCrae when I met her, who was my first mixed doubles partner. She's also here. I thank you all I thank everyone here for showing up. My brother, my longtime childhood friend, Q.S. Ellis is here. I see many people with whom I've had an opportunity to play with and against over many years, many competitions, and I am grateful for the opportunity to you know, just spend some time with these people again. We reminisce about games played and points lost, and you know, it's all part of the journey that we all have shared over these many years. I didn't mention yet my partner and friend, Glenn, who's also here. And I'm proud to call him my friend. I've had, well, he makes it try. He's a little bit of a wise guy and all that, but you know, and I've had some physical difficulties, and there were many days where I was, you know, stuck in a rehab or a hospital, and you know, his voice would somehow get me through it. So I appreciate him, and I want to say thanks, you know, specifically. I want to thank the PFA board and Mike Melendez and everyone involved in reviving, carrying forward, exemplifying the sport of paddleball. I want to thank them for the consideration of placing me in the Paddleball Hall of Fame. I thank you.
Congratulations.
Hi again, everyone. I'm here again to introduce another great paddleball player. This will be Lois Cohen. Yes. Thank you. Lois Cohen, a Brooklyn native, a trailblazer for women's paddleball, a staple player at Marine Park, still today at 89 years young. Talk about who loves paddleball. Lois, for sure, is one of the greatest paddleball players in the history of the game. Lois started playing at 19 years old in 1956 in Brooklyn. She played only in men's games, as competitive women's games were hard to find at the time, if they even existed. Lois is one tough cookie. A pioneer of the game who attracted more women to play later on. Lois had game. With her athletic ability, skills, drive, passion, and a fierce competitor, she fit in the men's game. In the 1970s, more women were playing and women's tournaments were held. Lois, now able to compete in both women's singles and women's doubles tournaments. Not a surprise, she dominated these tournaments and won championships. In women's doubles, she was a dominant left side player with a great left hand, accurate shot selection, consistency, driven, and a court IQ that was off the charts. Lois is simply an amazing athlete. Hopefully, we all can learn something from Lois and play as long as she is. Here's to you, Lois Cohen, a winner on and off the court. Congratulations, Lois Cohen, on your well-deserved induction into the PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame, class of 2026. Yay! This is for you, Lois. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous. Okay. Just put it up there. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you hold that and I'll read it. Okay. All right. What is that? Oh, speak through here? Oh. Okay. I was speaking through the mic. I didn't know I have to speak through this thing.
No, it's
Okay. So I'm just going to read the plaque that is to Lois, PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame 2026 inductee, presented to Lois Cohen. Lois was a true trailblazer in the sport of paddleball as she emerged as one of the premier female
This is the racket. No, it was local. I bought it local. And I thought I'd teach some of my girlfriends, so I bought a few rackets, which I gave to Mike. This was $1. It's seven pieces of wood put together. Heavy as could be. It's a hernia. I have enjoyed my career, and I've been playing this game for 70 years. When I started, it was difficult because I was the only female around. And the men looked at me like, I can't play with a woman. Well, I was stubborn and said, then you'll have to get me off the court because I'm coming on. And through the years, I have traveled many, many miles and have enjoyed every one of them. My latest was at Marine Park, which I hope to get back together again, get rid of some of these injuries as you wake up every morning and say, it hurts, it hurts. So, thank you so much, the Alliance. I just want to say, last thing I'd like to say is thank you all. This is a great birthday gift. In 2 weeks, I'll be 89, like she said.
Grab a seat over here with Andy.
Howie.
Howie, how are you? See you on the website. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Just a minute, I think I found a letter. I look around and I say to myself, I wonder how many paddleball players here remember the first time, besides you, when they picked up their first paddle. I also wonder when some of you played your first game of paddleball, the very first time. And don't tell me you won either. Well, but at the same time, you remember those days, how you started to practice and get better and get known as being top paddleball players. Howie Solomon, I was introduced by a guy named Bernie Klein. Bernie Klein was the first one to bring me into the game of one-wall paddleball. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Bernie Klein. The name to you may not ring a bell. Tiny. Well, okay, you're correcting me. What?
Tiny.
Do me a favor, mind your own business. I called him Bernie Klein. He was Tiny Klein. And Tiny Klein was one who saw me play, introduced me. He saw me standing watching a game. He said, do you play? I said, never played. And he said, let me try you out. And he took me under his wing to introduce me to this game of one-wall paddleball. Here it goes years later. He comes to me, Bernie comes to me. Bernie, okay? Bernie came to me and said, I have a young kid. I think he's going to be a top player. I think he would be good when you take exhibitions, but he's a terrific kid. Well, I've heard this before, but I said, fine, glad to. And I said, all right. But I had a partner named John Brucey. Yes. John Brucey used to have games throughout the city. He knew everyone. And what happened was, to get into John Brucey's game, you have to pass a test, your breathing test, your walking test. And if you didn't make it, you were gone. And so I let him meet Howie Solomon. He came back and said, he's okay. For John Brucey to say anybody's okay was a miracle for the people that knew John Brucey. And I was introduced to Howie Solomon. Just a second, please, just a second. What happened was, I met him. We played. He happened to be a lefty. We played, and I found out something. Here was a kid that started the game of paddleball from the head down. All of us started with our hands, and we grew. Because he was always thinking, always plotting a game. And he did very well. You'll hear about his championships. They were minor to me because many people here have done well, and he did very well. However, though, when you go on exhibitions and when you bring people along, who gets the applause? It was always Howie. Why? Because he was the kid. It's hard to say. Well, everybody around here looks like a kid now. But at the same time, he played the game. But he did something else. He never lost himself. He never got into arguments. He never got into disagreements. He played the game. And during that time of playing the game, he became an unbelievable paddleball player. I was going to say that I would rate him when at the peak of the game, before he ended up going to California, I would say he was the top one-wall player in the game of one-wall paddleball. Bring him up. You're supposed to bring him up.
Can I finish this up? Can I finish it? Come on,
I just want to mention that I am proud to be standing next to the kid, and saying to the people here that here was a gentleman who played the game, gave 100%, and was well respected by his peers. And I'm happy to say Howie Solomon is going into the Hall of Fame, and he deserves it.
Let me read the plaque. Let me read it. Can you read it?
Just a second.
You need glasses?
Oh my God! Give me a break. What's that first word? I got
Regarded.
Regarding as one of the premier southpaws of his era, Howie was an exceptional competitor who distinguished himself with his lightning-fast speed and level-headed demeanor. He dominated the collegiate tournament division in the 70s, winning numerous titles. Howie excelled as a singles player, achieving the unprecedented record of never having lost a match. Perfection in competition, undefeated when it mattered most. Presented by the Paddleball Family Alliance, May 16th, 2026.
Thank you, folks. Happy to be here among such elite company in a sport I played a long time ago. I was 15 years old in 1969, standing in Kelly Park, Brooklyn, a couple of blocks away from my house, hitting a ball against a wall with my dad. We were using the cheapest paddle possible. We had no idea the rules, but we were banging the ball. And I quickly realized that I could hit the ball against the wall a lot better than he can. Somehow, hitting the ball against that wall has led me here to tonight. I'm 71 now, and when I started that day 57 years ago, just hitting a ball against the wall has led to something much more. My dad and I used the cheapest paddles, as I said, and we didn't play against anyone. We just hit the ball against the wall, and I skipped the line. Anyway, I started going to Kelly Park on my own, and sometimes people were waiting for the court, and I got asked to play with them. And I played fairly well with them, and I wound up being asked to come back, and I became a regular. That's how most of it goes, right? It was a great group of people, and that's where I started meeting a lot of the players that would form my career in paddleball. We were pretty hardcore back then. I remember playing in freezing cold weather, even in the snow. We brought shovels and cleaned the court off. I'm sure that many of you here can relate. Well, one day, there was a guy named Fat Al. Everybody, I think, has a guy named Fat Al at their facility. And we went down there to the courts, and there was ice on the courts. So we started shoveling and hacking away at the ice. Fat Al goes to his car and pulls out a can of gasoline, pours it all over his court, all over the court, and he lights it up. And we attracted quite a crowd that day. You'd think we'd be able to play paddleball, except the residue from the gasoline left oily, and we weren't even able to play. At Kelly Park, I met Dennis Majorino, a Hall of Famer from a year or two back. I remember thinking, this guy is really good. I saw him later, about a year later, we met at the Rugby Y, and I was happy to show him how much better I had gotten. And I improved greatly at that point. One day I showed up at Kelly Park again, and I saw that there was something special going on. Couldn't figure it out. There was a group of players there I had never seen before. Howie Hammer was among them. And I said to myself, who's that guy with the helmet and the goggles? What was he looking like and doing there? So I watched for a while. And that day, there was no water at Kelly Park. And the guys were getting thirsty, and I'm there watching. And I volunteered to go off and get water for them. So I come back on my bicycle with 2 jugs of water, biking almost with no hands. And they were very gracious. They accepted the water. And that was the first time I actually met Howie Hammer. He won't remember that, but I do. I was pretty young then. Later on, I was introduced to Bernie Klein, Tiny, and we had a great relationship. He was such a great strategist, and he became my friend. Anyway, he, in a short amount of time, invited me to play with Howie Hammer, and we got together. And a little time later, Howie asked to be on exhibition with him, so we went out and did some of that. We played exhibition at many clubs, and Howie was really great at talking to the crowd. He would introduce, he would interrupt the game and start talking to the crowd to show him how, what's that mean? Interrupt the game, and he would tell them, explain how a wonderful, marvelous strategic shot that Howie Solomon just hit, and he tried to defend it away. And he wound up doing that many times. But it was all in good fun. One time, though, we would play after the exhibition, and we'd take on the crowd at the club, anybody who would want to do that. So we played at one club, I can't remember which one exactly, on Long Island, and there was tough conditions, there was sand on the court, the wall was warped, it was wooden, and there were very home court friendly refs calling the game for us. And we found ourselves down 20-11 in a game that nobody should be losing. I stared out over at Howie, and he had this grim look on his face. But in a master stroke of intensity and sportsmanship, we pulled out the game 22-20. And I looked over how he had a great relief on his face. But those were some great times, and it was a joy to be doing that with you, Howie. Over the years, Howie and I have stayed in touch. Tiny was a great strategic thinker, and we talked about the game a lot. I learned a great deal from him. Kept playing and improving, competition got stronger, and so did the rivalries. At the Brighton Beach Bath Club, there was a tournament. I entered that one, and I was 17 at the time, and as I got up to the courts to go play, they told me I was too young, and I couldn't play that day. I guess it had something to do with insurance, so I never was able to get on the court. But that's where I first saw Bobby Schwartz and Andy Krosnick. And later on, me and my partner would meet them many, many times. I also spent a long time playing with Steve Rothfeld, another Hall of Famer. We were good friends back then. One time, I got my very first car, a Chevy Vega, and Steve Rothfeld and I went out to take it on a drive up Ocean Avenue. And I was very, concerned about the car, brand new and all. I let Steve drive it, and he gets in there and he starts cramming the clutch, and he is racing the pedal, and he's tearing down Ocean Avenue. And I thought to myself, he drives a car as crazy as he plays paddleball. If you know Steve, you know what I mean when I say that. I partnered with John Faber, Whitey, and we had some great matches, but we really could never best Bobby Schwartz and Andy Krosnick in the finals. And we got there quite a bit, but could never get past them. But playing the sport at that time wasn't enough. We wanted to have the sport grow, so we formed the Paddleball Players Association, the PPA, way back then. And I remember sitting at the Brooklyn College paddleball courts with my lifelong friend Dave Martin, who's here with us tonight, folding thousands of brochures and newsletters in preparation for mailing. That was my life back then. I also worked with Joel Skolnick to develop the first official rules of paddleball. Joe did most of the writing, and I helped review and refine it best I could. And eventually they were published through the New York City Parks and Recreation. The PPA, Paddleball Players Association, managed to sponsor the very first big money tournament. They managed to get $5,000 in prize money. That was helped by the Marcraft at the time. There was a $2,000 first prize held at the Concord Hotel in the Catskills. In the semifinals, I met Bobby Schwartz. In the finals, I played Tom Loewy, and I was fortunate enough to win the $2,000 first prize. Too long? Oh, keep going? Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. Eventually, though, opportunity pulled me in a different direction. I moved into racquetball, which at the time had a growing professional tour, a glossy magazine, and the potential promise of some money. I broke into the top 50 in the U.S. playing racquetball, and I was ranked number 4 in San Diego as I won the National Western Regionals. And then, short time later, I had an ankle injury that sidelined me, and that ended my climb to do that. I've settled in San Diego, where I've lived now for 55 years. I've been fortunate to have a great family, great friends. I have a friends table over here. You raise your hands, friends, family, stuff like that. Came with me. And these days, I retired this past year. These days, I still stay active. I like to hike up Black Mountain. I go work out at the gym. And if I may say this word here, I do play pickleball. I gotta go?
thank you.
Okay.
Just say thank you. That's it.
Okay. I'm rushing out of here. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You did great. Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to induct Ray Gaston into the PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame. All right, I'm just going to say a little bit about Ray. Ray's love for the sport has been evident through his tireless contribution, especially during the sport's golden era, when he saw unprecedented growth. As the founder and president of the Professional Paddleball Players Alliance, PPPPA, too many P's for me, Ray was instrumental in ushering in paddleball's golden era. Under his leadership, the PPPA organized successful tournaments, including several of the iconic Castle Hill events and the renowned KISS tournament. His commitment to excellence was showcased in the annual dinner, dance, and award presentation that Ray organized and hosted, which united the paddleball community. Ray also helped pioneer the appeal process, now an essential in all tournaments. In the modern era, Ray remains a top contributor to our sport as a dedicated member of the PFA Board of Directors, a generous donor, an epic fundraiser. He coaches youth clinics, nurturing the next generation of paddleball players and planting in them a love for the sport. As a formidable player in his own right, Ray competed alongside some of the sport's greatest talents, highlighted by his victory in the 1981 Spalding Siriga Indoor Pro Open with Donnie Chaffone. Today, as we welcome Ray into the PFA Hall of Fame, we honor his unwavering dedication to paddleball and his achievement as a player. Congratulations, Ray, on this well-deserved honor. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Huh? I read it. Anyway, while Ray takes off his jacket, let me just read the plaque. Ray founded the Professional Paddleball Player Alliance and organized that play a pivotal role in ushering in paddleball golden era. Through numerous innovations and promotion of the sport, a standout competitor as well, he solidified his legacy as both a contributor and one of the sport's true giants, a driving force behind the rise of modern paddleball. Paddleball Family Alliance, May 16, 2026.
Wow. Let me start with thank you, Mike Melendez, Mitch Goldberg, Kathy Guinan, Dave Siegel, and Maddie Melendez for this honor. It means absolutely the world to me. It really does. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I better off now? All right. Okay. I started writing this acceptance speech numerous times, but eventually realized that the story was simply too long to tell. So instead, let me acknowledge and thank some of the key figures throughout my paddleball career. First, thank you, Louis Tosado, a longtime friend, and my very first paddleball player. Thank you for introducing me to this stupidly addictive sport that's been over 50 years now, and I'm still addicted to it. By the way, the original idea for the PPPA actually came from Louis. Thank you, Hall of Famers Howie Hammer, John Bruschi, and Tom Lowy. And thank you also Marv Rosenberg, Whitey Faber, Mark Vogel, Jeff Haber, and Ronnie Check for all those Sunday morning paddleball sessions at Edgy's during the mid-1970s. You guys taught me the fundamentals of the game, but more importantly, you instilled in me a deep respect, reverence, and love for the sport that I carry with me to this day. Thank you, superstars, Hall of Famers, Mike Melendez, Andre Hopkins, Donnie Chiffone, and Craig Ruiz, for giving me the honor of partnering with you during the professional paddleball competitions during the early 1980s. Maybe I wasn't that shabby a player after all. How many of you remember Great Gaston's Gets?
Yes.
As for the Professional Paddleball Players Alliance, the PBPA was conceived as a union of the top players, the A players, the top players of the era. The idea was simple: unite as professional athletes to promote the sport and elevate paddleball, to the same professional level as tennis. Maybe it was unrealistic, but why not? Why couldn't it happen? That was the goal. But I needed help convincing the players. Thank you, Hall of Famer Bobby Schwartz. Thank you, Hall of Famer Andre Hopkins. You two were the first to believe in the vision and support the effort. Together, we established the first PPPA board. Soon after, all the other top players joined us. For the next 10 years, we met every Thursday of the month, the first Thursday of the month, at Sariga Indoor, and as a united group, we accomplished a great deal. Mike Melendez brought us Budweiser. Anthony Fiorino brought us Castle Hill. Walter Dillard brought us Kiss FM Radio. George McIntyre published the PBPA Rules and Regulation and History book. And all of us contributed in our own way. Those accomplishments, along with the tournament history of prior organizations, are all forever documented in the 1990 Professional Rules and Regulation Rulebook. Of course, none of the success of the PPPA would have been possible without the support and guidance of Cy Lane, the late Cy Lane, formerly the owner of Sariga Indoor. Could not have been possible without without the support of Hall of Famer, the late George McFadden, owner of Paddle Sports. And of course, none of it would be possible without Hall of Famer, the late Murray Kirshner. I remain forever in their debt. I want to say one thing about the book, the PPPA record book and rule book. More importantly than it's a rule book, it's a record book. This book here contains all the final results of all the prior organizations, of all the results from during the golden eras of the 1980s. Just about everybody looking around, and just about everybody's name or picture is somewhere in this book. Okay? All right? Since then, it's 1990 edition, and there was only one copy left, all right? I want to thank my daughter-in-law, my son's wife, for single-handedly recreating this book, 100 copies that she feverishly put together for you guys tonight, all right? Please give a hand, please give a hand, please give a hand to Mrs. Gaston. Please give a hand to Mrs. Gaston, not my wife, but my son's wife. Cassandra Gomez, stand up. Cassandra, stand up. Where are you? Stand up, Cassandra Gomez. Stand, come on, give a hand. She's on one, she's a little shy, but she's on, there she is. There, Cassandra, single-handedly, all right? Feverishly for the last week and a half, okay? We're almost there. Okay, let me continue because I'm running out of time. That's my story. Oh, by the way, we don't want to interrupt the dinner and stuff like that. So at the end of the dinner, after the food's over, you come to me somehow, we'll get a copy to you, all right? Okay? That's my story. That's my story, at least the first half. But I'm running out of time. The second half, thank you, PFA, for allowing me the privilege and honor of being part of your organization for the last half decade. In closing, I remain remarkably optimistic about paddleball's future. With the leadership of the PFA, the coordination of Jose KFC, the sport appears to be in pretty good hands. And let us not forget, most importantly, let us not forget the women of paddleball. Karen, Jewel, Aurelia, Liz, Charlene, Susan, Maddie, Kim, Kathy, and so many others who seem determined to help ensure that the paddleball continues and it will be well as it could possibly be in the future. All is well. Thank you so much. I love you all. God bless.
All right, so how we doing so far, okay? I know everybody's hungry. Got a few more extra special people to introduce, and we'll manja. Okay, could I bring that guy standing by the door up here, please? I'm staying next to you. Okay. This won't be too long. It's a couple minutes. Tonight, we honor a man whose name has become synonymous with excellence, integrity, and dedication to the game of paddleball. Recognize all with one name only. For more than 4 decades, he's been a constant presence on the courts, competing, organizing, and representing everything that is great about our beloved sport. Very few players can say they have impacted paddleball for so long. He can. As a competitor, this man has built an incredible championship legacy alongside 2 fellow Hall of Famers, Bobby Fiorentino and Robert Sastry. Together, they captured many big ball championships and formed one of the most respected partnerships the sport has ever seen. But statistics and titles only tell part of the story. Anyone who ever stepped on the court with him knows exactly what makes him so special. He's one of the greatest defensive players our game has ever seen. His anticipation is incredible. Balls that look impossible to retrieve somehow come back, usually with bloody knees. His incredible gets frustrated opponents, inspired partners, and has amazed spectators for many years. And while others relied on fierce power or ESPN flash, he mastered consistency. He rarely makes unforced errors. He plays smart, he plays disciplined, and he plays the game how it should be played. But perhaps his greatest contribution cannot be measured by championships at all. In an era where competition can sometimes test character, he always showed what true sportsmanship looks like. Whether a casual play, park play, or intensity of a championship finals match, he would make a call against himself without hesitation. If he believed it was the right call, fair, honest, respectful, that kind of integrity is rare in any sport. The guy just didn't play paddleball, he protected his spirit. Off the court, he worked tirelessly as a referee, giving his time, his energy so others could compete. And alongside his wonderful better half, Kim, he has helped host tournaments and create opportunities for players from every generation and level of play to come together and enjoy the sport we love. This is what an ambassador looks like: a champion, a sportsman, a volunteer, a trusted referee, and a friend to the PFA. Tonight, we are not simply recognizing wins and trophies. We are celebrating a lifetime devoted to paddleball and the countless people whose lives and love for the game are better because of him. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring a true champion, a true gentleman, and a true ambassador, the one and only, my buddy, the Dragon, Babe. You think anybody likes the guy? Recognized as one of the top big ball players of his era, Bay is celebrated for his fierce competitiveness, exceptional anticipation, and defensive prowess. His unique blend of skill, sportsmanship, and dedication has led him to secure numerous championships throughout his career. Bay tirelessly referees and facilitates tournaments, earning profound respect within the paddleball community. A top competitor on the court, an ambassador for the game, presented by the PFA, May 16, 2026. Take as long as you want. Thank you. Good night.
I'm not a man for a lot of words, as you know, if you know. Just want to thank Mike and the PFA and the committee for inducting me. Started 35 years ago. Bunch of kids, me, Al, Steve, and Luke. You know, playing paddleball in the park, Sethwell Park. We won our first, me and Steve, tournament. Me and Al won our second one in Coney Island. Kim in second, though. It's been a long journey, 40 years, 35 years later. Only had two other partners. Bobby, still playing with him 25 years later, and still am. Rob is the other one, the GOAT of all times. Great partners, and there's no other ones. I'm still playing. I'm hopefully to compete, still competing against Dave and Alex, the next generation, which my knees are shot. Sean, the best thing is this journey is that I met so many people in the 5 boroughs, and you know, this wouldn't have happened without Kim, my wife. She kind of pushed me. She's my biggest fan. The sandbag of Frank over there. I met a lot of guys. If I don't pick up another paddle, that's what I'm grateful for, to meet every one of you guys. Andy, especially Andy, and my twin over there, Pineapple Eddie. He's always by my side. And basically, that's it. All the men and women that I've met, I'm grateful. Some of you guys I never met.
You're grateful too.
I'm grateful too, yeah. And I'm not grateful not being able to witness the old timers play, which, like Greg, I loved his game, watching the videos, you know, playing against everyone starting. Took a lot of losses, learned a lot. You know, every one of you great guys,
Nothing but the best.
yep, nothing but the best has made me what I am today. So thank you again. And thank you very much.
Okay. Who's that good-looking guy? Come on up here. Have a seat. That's your song. All right. Good-looking guy for his age, right? Tonight, we welcome a player, a very special player who never took a point off, never backed down from any competition, and never gave less than everything he had on the court. When you watched him play, you immediately saw the extreme intensity. Every match mattered. Every rally mattered. He brought strength, athleticism, and relentless competitiveness every single time he stepped on the court. But what truly separated him from his willingness to sacrifice his body to make a play. If there was a ball that could be reached, he was diving flat out for it. He played with toughness, heart, and determination that inspired both teammates and competitors alike. Over the years, he also proved his greatness by winning numerous championships with many different partners, showing not only tremendous talent, but adaptability, leadership, and the respect of so many great players who wanted him by their side. And perhaps the greatest example of the toughness came off the court. He's also a 3-time cancer survivor, a testament to the same courage, resilience, and fighting spirit that defined his game throughout his life. Of course, with his beautiful wife, Selena, at his side. Hall of Fame players are remembered not only for wins, but for the way they compete and the way they overcome adversity. Tonight, we honor someone who represents all of that and more. Please join me in welcoming our next Hall of Fame inductee, Frank Savino. We'll read the plaque when you talk. Okay. Frank, take your jacket off. Frank, take your jacket off, put this on. You got to talk with this on.
I need my phone for my...
Yeah, you'll talk better with this on.
I'll put it over here.
No, it's good size. There you go. Okay. All right, the PFA 2026 inductee presented to Frank Savino, a dynamic force and fierce competitor for 5 decades. Frank achieved remarkable early success in both the amateur competition and the Premier A division, winning numerous championships with different partners. He was part of the #1 doubles team in 1986 during the sport's golden era, solidifying his legacy. Excellence, relentless passion, and winning across generations. Presented by the PFA, May 16, 2026. Frank, thank you, congratulations.
I usually don't write things down, but I don't want to mess this up. First of all, I want to ask everybody to keep their prayers going for Anthony Fiorino, my dear friend. Most important thing, for full recovery. I know he's going to get it. Okay. I want to thank Mike, the PFA, for this honor, and for everyone who was here tonight. You hear me? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Speak it to the mic.
I would also like to congratulate tonight's inductees as well. Well deserved. My father introduced me to this game 54 years ago. As I got older, I played in the park. We would idolize some of the players here tonight. Howie, Andy, Bobby Schwartz. I say that right?
You did.
I did. Especially when they had their names on the paddle. We used to play and say, Howie Hammer, we were hitting the ball. So it's an honor to be included with these great players. I want to thank all my partners. Rob is one of them. Too many others to name. Kathy's another one. Lastly, many of you know, and it was just mentioned, that I have had some health issues. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2015. While getting treatment, I lost 30 pounds, and I didn't think I would ever be able to play again. Well, I came back, and after learning to adjust to this new big ball game, I was able to win again. And after 2 more bouts with cancer, here I am. Thank you all again. See you on the court.
What is this? Mitch, this is yours? Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Villarico, for those that don't know me. And it is my honor to welcome Richie Miller into the PFA Hall of Fame. No, I gotta say something first. Okay, so I gotta make this quick because Mike gave me strict rules to keep it under 5 minutes. I met Richie, gosh, like 30, 31 years ago. It was at Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx. Oh, yeah. Any Van Cortlandt players here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right, they weren't actually very nice to me in my first tournament. So, but anyway, that's another story. So anyway, that day I was introduced to Richie Miller, and I see this guy playing on the court, and he literally looked like he walked. What happened to the mic?
Get closer to the mic.
Testing 1, 2. I get extra time for this.
Did you touch the?
I didn't touch anything.
No, I think yeah, it went up.
Bring it up a little bit higher.
Yeah, go ahead, try.
Okay, we're back on. Okay. So anyway, I was introduced to Richie at that first tournament at Van Cortlandt, and I'm watching this guy in the court, and he literally looked like he just walked off a construction site. For those that know Richie, he was actually playing with work boots on. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, this guy was with the work boots on, hitting righty, lefty, hard shots, spikes. I was like, this guy's on another level. Anyway, from that day on, we became really good friends, and he took me under his wing and mentored me throughout my paddleball career. Not really a career because you don't make money at it, but anyway. But he mentored me, and we probably spent about 1,000 hours talking about paddleball, and he was teaching me about all the players, their weaknesses, you know, teaching me how to, you know, when to hit hard, when to hit soft, whatever, right? So he was a big part of that, so thank you, Richie. Another thing that Richie taught me was you got to keep your head, right? All you players know if you don't have this, none of this works. So fast forward, there was a tournament at Juniper Park. It was a out-of-the-hat tournament. And I'm sorry, Richie, but I got to tell this story. So Richie gets this draw, and I swear, this woman that he got picked to play with him, I don't think she ever played a day of paddleball in her life. I don't know her name, so let's just call her this woman. So this woman and Richie, unfortunately, had to play against me their first game. And, well, I'm not ashamed to say it, but I served every ball 100 miles an hour to that woman. So it was point after point after point, and I was just relentless. I mean, I was serving the ball. She couldn't even react because she really just had no idea. I mean, she literally just like walked into Juniper Park and like, hey, what's going on here? Well, she had no clue what she was in for. Anyway, after a while, Richie, who had taught me the game, and he taught me the mental game as well, in a low voice, just enough for me to hear it, he says to me, and I kind of have to say this in slow motion because it was pretty intense, and he says to me, "What kind of a man are you? I didn't teach you this way. Hit the ball to me." Well, it was that moment when I realized the student me has graduated, and I wasn't going to let him get in his head. And I just kept serving that damn ball as hard as I could to that woman. And I won that game. Anyway, Richie Miller is definitely one of the most dynamic players to ever play the game. His variety of shots are incredible, from his 360-degree backhand killers to his spike shots, slices, his serves behind his back, in the corner. The inventor of the famous, infamous slice serve that just barely makes it over the short line and then lands before the hash mark, which basically this mic doesn't want to let me talk, but can you all hear me? Anyway, paddleball needs to change the rule book for that serve. Where's Mike? I don't even know where he is. Anyway, it is my honor to welcome Richie Miller, one of the greatest paddleball players to ever play this game, a good friend and a good mentor, Mr. Richie Miller.
Can you guys see me?
Hold on. Richie, stand up. Oh, never mind, you already are. A legendary figure in paddleball, Richie earned his place among the sport's greatest athletes through the versatile all-around game and impressive shot arsenal. His relentless determination led to multiple championships, establishing him as an elite player. Through his annual tournaments, he fostered camaraderie and made significant contributions to the sport's growth. A champion who elevated both the game and the paddleball community. Richie Miller.
I disagree with that story that Mark's telling anyway, because he did hit the ball to me, but then he went back the other way. But again, I just want to thank the PFA for this great honor. I see fit for deserving to stand next to all these people in the past as well. I didn't prepare a speech. I wasn't sure what I was going to say. But let me just give you a little background about me. So similar to a lot of guys, I started this game probably when I was about 7 or 8 years old in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg. I lived in the projects. I was a little too short for basketball. I was just a little too short for football. And although they did want me to play with them, but I decided to go to this court where I saw this big wall and just a little ball. And of course I started with my hands, but it hurt. So I switched and got a paddle. And unfortunately, Howie, it wasn't a Howie hammer. It was too expensive. So I went to $1.99 with painted holes. And it was my favorite paddle ever. And I was that little kid that used to get in your way, or maybe take the ball in between points and try to hit the ball in between games, and you know, just instigate the guys enough to where they'd say, "Come here, just hit the ball once or twice. Do this, and when you do this for a year or two, come back." And that's how I started. Then I went off to high school, and I was leaving Brooklyn, Williamsburg, and I thought my paddleball career was over. So I met a neighbor who wasn't a tournament player, but his name was Frankie Cox. They used to call him Captain Marvel back in the day, and Joel. And he met my parents, and they said,
what do you do? And they were talking. He says, oh, I play paddleball. And my parents said, oh, my son loves paddleball. He said, well, I'll take him next Saturday. And of course, at being 11, I said, who's this guy going to take me to paddleball? Well, Frank kicked my behind for about 10 years. But I met a bunch of great people and found that paddleball was over. I met Kathy. I met Glenn. We were just teenagers. Kathy didn't even have a career yet. We were graduating school. We played big ball when big ball wasn't non-existent. And it's just been a great camaraderie and friendships that I've had for 50 years with many people here. And I can't give you the what it is. I've spent so much time with these people that they really became family. They've supported me through. I think the battery's dead. So let's eat. No. 2 minutes. But I got to tell you, there's been a lot of greats. Godfrey, of course. I also want to thank one person I don't want to forget. I hope he's watching. Jay Kamina, which some of you may know as A1 Sports. He's helped me and created, sponsored a racket for myself and the balls, as you guys know. He's sponsored many tournaments with me. I think we did about 12 years of tournaments until I had to move. But Jay should be recognized. He's been keeping this going for a long time. And without him, I couldn't pass the sport on. I mean, we've had tournaments, and I think the smallest teams that we've had were 92. And we had the biggest one we had was 128 teams that we were able to finish in one day. Some of you guys can remember. We had a lot of people that supported. All the old people used to come back, and I think I'm going to bring it back next year as a reunion for everybody. I also want to thank Robert and his wife, although I didn't like him very much for a long, long time. You know, especially Lisa cheering, come on, Robert, you know. But it was Rob, you know, so I had kids, and I had to step in and out of the game for a while. But every time I'd go back, it's Rob, it's Godfrey, it's Glenn. I'm like, come on, man, I play with these guys, you know. But it's right, you had to take beatings for 25 years before you got good. And somebody mentioned Tiny. I'm just going to let you know that I had met Tiny in Coney Island when I was a young man. And he picked me up, and he taught me, and he brought me to that next level. So, you know, I miss him. He was a good guy back in the day. You know, I don't want to forget anybody. I don't want to forget anybody. My wife supported me through this, got me back in the game. Bay, I'm sorry about your knees. You know, oh, there he is. You know, and Godfrey, forget it. You know, I was the only guy able to take care of you because I just looked through your legs. You know, although, you know, it's always an honor and just a blessing to be here with you guys. And thank you so much. I'm not done. One more thing. Dave is one of the few that also with Mark came up. You know, he's well deserving. He's been a hard competitor. He doesn't listen to me sometimes, but he's hard-headed. But I try to toughen him up, and he's great. Keith Jackson also is another one of the young guys that came with us who's deserving. And again, there's so many I learned from. I learned from all you guys. I learned from all of you. All you guys taught me lessons, or else I wouldn't be here. And girls, and a few girls. Charlene was around for a long time. She was one of my good partners. Janice was a good partner. I won't get into that story now, Kathy and Mike. But again, thank you so much, and you know, I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to keep going as long as I can.
Well, since the mic is not working, we're going to open up the buffet. We're going to go by table. So the first table is 3 and 12, and then we're going to keep going down the line, all right? 3 and 12. want to take a picture of you guys. Let's go. Oh, 3 and 12. Can everyone stand up real in front of this, in front of here? In front. Put your jacket on. First, the class of 26. You like the jacket? Let me get the class of 2026.
Godfrey, congratulations.
Howie, you can hold here in the front. Right here, right here. Come here, Papa. Don't block the logo, right there. Right, ready? Frank. Howie, just first the class of 2026. And then I'll go in.
that the one in Midtown?
I'm not sure where it was. It has to be in Midtown.
I remember one big one, but it came to you, I'm guessing.
Mic check, mic check.
You wanna zoom in?
Next Saturday.
To do them, I will have to go outside.
If you want to, we can.
Huh?
If you want to, we can.
Let me get out.
Mic check, mic check.
like a buddy. We're good? Do we need the microphone on him?
You do.
Huh?
Let me see how good we are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
And the Bluetooth died out over there.
Yeah, it's not Bluetooth.
Oh shit, I'm in the bathroom.
You're blocking everybody.
I know.
Looks like we're good.
So we good?
I think so.
Where you go?
You want to buy the table?
Yeah.
I bought it in already. You want it back off?
Are you live?
I am live.
You live on YouTube?
All right. Okay. This here is the microphone. When you talk, hold it up to you. When he talks, hold it up to him, and you're good to go.
Oh, ready? Can I start?
It's good. Yeah, you're live.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Howie Hammer, Mr. Paddleball. Howie was the PFA first inductee in 2017. He was the first player that we inducted in the Paddleball Hall of Fame. And we just want to ask him a couple of questions about his paddleball career. And the first one, Howie, is what do you see as the future of paddleball, and how can the sport continue to grow?
You know, the game of paddleball is such a great game. And for it to grow, you need more people like Mike Melendez and organizations or sponsorships to promote the game. Without it, it's very difficult. Mike is doing a great job, but for the game to spread, you need sponsorship, and then it can grow.
Thank you, Howie. Thank you. Can you share your journey into paddleball, and what inspired you to pursue this sport?
I was growing up in Brooklyn, and as a youngster, everyone played handball. Years later, I was introduced to the game of one-wall paddleball by a Bernard Klein, who said, "Hey, did you ever try this sport before?" I said, "No, I haven't, except for handball." He said, "Look, come on in. Let me see if you play this game." He was very forward in introducing me to the game to one-wall paddleball. And he took me under his wing. He showed me about the game. He said, "Let's get in the car. We'll drive out to Long Island. We'll play at different courses." And that was my introduction to one-wall paddleball. And like any other sport, you fall in love with sport. And paddleball was my game that I just couldn't get enough of it. And you spend time developing, you spend time going around playing in different playgrounds, and you started to meet the better players in the game. And that was my success in the introduction to the game of one-wall paddleball.
That's interesting. One thing, a lot of people ask me, ask me for advice, how to improve their game, how to get better. What advice would you give to someone who is just starting to play the game?
The advantage of one-wall paddleball, you can go ahead and do a lot by yourself. You learn to hold the paddle. You learn to hit a ball against the wall, and you keep improving. Then you learn to switch hands, so you can use your left hand or your right hand to hit the paddle. Get someone to hit with you. Go ahead and get into games with these people. Try to seek out better players, or players that were willing to give you a chance to play the game. And most paddleball players will give you the time, and the rest is up to you to practice, and go ahead and play the game.
I'm interviewing. We're doing an interview. We're doing an interview. Wait. No, you're in the camera. Hold on. Hold it. How do you see the future of paddleball?
The difficulty with the future of paddleball is, besides getting people involved, sponsorships. Nowadays, for any sport to grow, you need sponsorship. And you gotta have to have people who are going to go ahead and play the game, expand the game. The difficulty with our game is, once we leave the city proper or places where there are walls, people will play the game. Regrettably, once you get outside of New York State, maybe Jersey, maybe Florida, you have to have places where they have courts. And the difficulty is there are not enough outdoor one-wall courts for people to learn the game or practice. And that's the problem. Unless you start building walls in different parts of the country or different states, I don't think it's going to be very difficult to increase the exposure of the game.
Thank you, Howie, for this interview, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out and to all of my events and just sharing. People just love to see you. You are an icon in paddleball. And we hope that you keep coming. I look forward to seeing you June 6th at Marine Park.
And I hope you keep doing the job you're doing. We need you.
I need you. Thank you, Howie. Thank you. All right, all right.
Got another one?
Let me see who.
Keep them coming, keep them coming. Should be more interviews in a moment. Let's see. Maybe we do it on this couch, Mike. Let's do that couch.
Aren't you going to get the reflection?
Nah. I'll angle it.
Sit down? Yeah, sit down.
All right, this is the microphone. Hold it up when you talk, and that's it.
All right. All right. We live?
Yeah, much better.
All right. We're here with Frank Savino. He was just inducted into the PFA Paddleball Hall of Fame, one of the great players of the golden era of paddleball. And we just want to ask him a couple of questions. Frank, how does it feel to be inducted into the Paddleball Hall of Fame? And what does this honor mean to you?
It's a great honor, especially to be with all these other greats that I remember from my youth and I've been watching for years. To be included with them is a great honor. I don't even have the words for it. A huge honor.
Thank you. Another question, one of the people submitted this question. What do you see as the future of paddleball, and how can the sport continue to grow?
Well, of course, we need some good sponsors. We have to get some sponsorship. This is great. This 10's Finest thing is phenomenal because it's always, we all could see it. I watch, when I can't make it here, when I'm in Florida, I'm watching 10's Finest, and I'm seeing all the games and all the upcoming talent, future talent. It's really just about sponsorship and guys like you that keep these tournaments and these events going. It makes paddleball alive.
I mean, you have been playing paddleball for what, 40 years?
54 years.
54 years. Of all your years playing paddleball, which one has been your favorite tournament that you play in?
Well, that's a tough one. But my first pro tournament, the Shore Haven, 1986 Shore Haven with Robert Sastry, winning that was probably my most memorable moment. That was our first pro tournament. Then we went on to win 6 in a row. But the second thing is after I got sick and I had cancer, and I came back, and I never thought I'd be able to play or compete again. And I won a tournament with Kathy. I won in Vegas. And then I won with Damien, a men's doubles tournament, which I never thought would happen again. That meant a lot to me because I was able to come back at this age and after all those ailments and be able to succeed and win a tournament.
Hey, that just showed your determination in same in life, battling all these challenges that life has thrown at you, and you have conquered them all. Can you share your journey? What inspired you to play paddleball?
Well, I played all sports as a kid, and like I said earlier in my speech, my dad taught me how to play paddleball with a tennis ball, believe it or not, when I was 10 years old, and I just picked it up. You know, I was hitting it, and I just had a knack for it. And then I stopped, and I started playing again in the schoolyard, maybe when I was about 12 or 13, and I loved it. You know, I used to watch all the guys play, and I just loved it. I just always had a love for it, and honestly, my whole life was centered around paddleball. You know, all my friends, everything that I do really is paddleball influenced everything.
Any challenges through your paddleball career? Any challenges that you have to overcome? I know when I started playing, it was tough to break into that top tier of players. I used to come Yankee Stadium, and I had to work my way from the back to the front. Did you ever experience any challenges like that in paddleball?
Absolutely. When I back then, ancient times in the early late 70s, early 80s, the A players, and you probably know, but you were already an A player, they didn't play with us. They wouldn't play with us. They only played on their own court. And the way I got in to the game was I used to go to Zariga, the court 1, and I used to wait. If they needed a fourth, they would let me play until the fourth guy came. And we did that for a couple of months, and then finally they said, well, let him play. You know, and the man who I have to credit that to is Jeff Haber. You remember Jeff Haber?
Yes.
He was the guy that said, let him play. He fills in. It's not right that when somebody comes, he has to sit down. And he encouraged me to play, and it went on from there. Once I got into that game and learned from these top players, watching and playing on a court with them, from then on, I started to rise.
Well, listen, welcome home. Welcome to the Paddleball Hall of Fame. You deserve it. You are, in my opinion, one of the most exciting players I ever seen on the paddleball court.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you
Right.
very much.
You got anyone? You want to do anyone? You want to do any interview?
Grab anybody you like.
Richie's like my dad.
Oh, did you call him already?
Right there.
Oh, Richie!
It just worked out that way.
Let's go, man.
What other questions do you need me to ask?
Can you late? Are we doing an interview?
We're still live? We're here with new Hall of Famer, Richie Miller, class of PFA 2026 Hall of Fame. And he is here with his wife. He's here with me. People love the guy. Do you have any advice for the younger players just coming into the game or just coming up, getting really good at paddleball?
Yes, I think the best advice I could give those youngsters is to keep your head, keep your head cool and calm. Because if you can't handle pressure, you'll never make it in this game. So just try to keep control, because if you can control your mind, you can control the game.
That's absolutely true. And we know the people watching, the 20 or 50 people watching right now, we know they know who they're.
They know who you are.
They know who they are.
Julio.
Oh,
no, says.
Ryder.
Great.
Ryder.
You'll be great. You're both going to be great.
If you had one word to describe tonight, what would it be?
Magical.
Aww.
Magical. It's nice to be noticed for 50 years of something,
Yeah.
but we don't play for this, and to be recognized by others, it's a blessing. It's just a bonus on top.
Now, everybody, we're used to seeing people in the park dressed like slobs. I know I come in with just a bra and tight pants. We got Peter behind the camera looking like a snack. Who do you think is the best dressed tonight?
I mean, it's got to be Peter. I mean, he looks like MC Hammer. You know?
Do the dance.
But everyone's well dressed tonight. It's nice to see them out of their shorts and sweating.
Yeah,
everyone
nice.
looks great.
Everyone cleans up pretty
Everyone
decently.
cleans up real great.
Yeah. Why do you think it's important to honor these I want to say players, but these people that have changed the game in many ways? Why do you think it's important to honor people like that in the sport?
Because you can't continue something without looking at the past. How do you move forward without, having something to look forward to or look up to? Just like all of us did. We all look up to somebody and try to emulate who they are and try to hone it into our own skills and put our own little touches on it. And as that gets passed on, and that's why the future will always bring better and better players. Who knows when it's going to stop.
Yeah. And we also need to make sure that we respect the older players, respect the veterans, and also we need to make sure that we're continuing the sport by bringing new people into the sport and letting them play on the courts with some of the better players. And I know you're, of course, one of the people that do it. Actually, everybody that's here tonight is really good with that.
Yes, I think they enjoy it and they learn from it and they appreciate it. And it's tough to break into those games.
Oh yeah.
But the only way you can get better is by playing people better than you.
That's right. And by listening and learning to the people that are better than you.
Yeah.
That's like half of my game is just like watching you and watching Kathy, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that better. How has paddleball impacted or changed your life for the better?
Well, like I said when I spoke earlier, I don't know if people watched, but basically you develop a kind of a love-hate relationship, but you find yourself as you get older and wiser, you get to see that these people are really caring. I've seen this paddleball family community come together to help others out. It's an amazing thing, and it's from all different backgrounds and social networks and political views, and we seem to forget about that when we're together.
It's an interesting dynamic, right? Like you have doctors and lawyers, and then you have like YouTubers,
yes.
And then you have people like Phil, who does camera stuff like this for a living, and it's just like everyone of every different race and nationality just comes together and plays this street sport.
Exactly right.
There's nothing like it. I haven't seen any sport like this.
No, it keeps you young. Everyone that I know is at least 10 years younger, and it's kept me alive. And I'm sure you heard from Frank, and it keeps you going and motivated, and I think that helps health-wise and keeps us moving.
There was an article written recently, about, I think a year or two ago. It said that racket sports, people that play racket sports live longer. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think your heart rate, I'm a survivor of a heart attack while I was playing and 2 stents this year, and and I keep coming back. And if I didn't have a strong heart playing this game, I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Something about the game, something about it. You have something to say? You want to say something? Yeah, we're live right now. You want to say something? Greg, come here.
It was a phenomenal event. I just can't believe the introductions and Howie Hammers. Just talk about Howie Solomon just blew my mind.
Right? We have amazing people here tonight. You want to say something, Greg? Say something about Bay and Richie. Something about Bay and Richie. You know them both a long time.
I know them a little now, well, not that long. I've been playing for maybe 10 years. And
at the same time as me, yeah.
Bay's the best. I think Bay spoke more tonight than I've ever seen him speak
I know, I've never
in
heard
the 10
him.
years I speak. I heard he speaks a lot more in Florida, though. From what I heard, he talks more in Florida.
He does.
He talks more in Florida, but he's great. Great guys. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations, Richie. You deserve it, buddy.
Amazing day, amazing night. Thank you guys for watching. Do we have anybody up next? Or is that it? Is that, we got everybody? We got Frank? We can go in. We can get Andy. Let's get Andy in here.
Andy, come.
Let's get Andy in here. Two Hall of Famers together. Here, come sit here. You don't want to sit? Here, sit.
You know, with Richie or
Yeah, both. But,
I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
What's my bag?
oh, they got the names on there already. Wow.
Yeah, they made a bigger plaque.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's nice. So we know Andy from people that live in Hollywood, Florida. Andy lives in Florida now. Andy's been taking care of the courts. On behalf of everybody that's watching, we want to say thank you for taking care of everything. You're one of the guys, you and Bay are two of the guys down there that handles everything. Richie, we're grateful. But we've thrown tournaments. You always come out and you help, and it's very important for people to know that we respect it.
And he's one of the reasons why I decided to come down to Florida, because absolutely, you know Andy a long time.
Now they're going to blame me for that.
That's it.
That's it. One more thing to blame on me.
All right.
Mike, you have any questions? What do we got? How has... It's okay. It's okay. You got a nice butt. You got a nice butt in there. How has paddleball? I already asked Richie these questions, but I didn't ask you yet. You're a fellow Hall of Famer. You got inducted 2 years ago or last year?
No, in 22.
Okay, so a few years ago. How has paddleball changed your life?
How did paddleball change
Paddleball is your life.
in my life? Gee, that's a tough question. How did it change my life? I don't know. I'd have to thought to that. It's not it's not an instantaneous answer.
There's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
How did it start? Let me see. My father was an athlete back in the Depression years, and he lived in the YMHA in New York City, and he embedded me his athletic prowess, and so anything I did, I was above average, playing ball, and I took to paddleball after playing handball as a kid. And naturally, and during the winter time, it hurt your hand, so I turned to paddleball. So that's where it all started.
You never looked back. You never looked back.
Yeah.
I can't bend that much.
It's a little far.
Ray, come in here.
Sit here.
Ask him a bunch of questions. You're very chatty.
Richie? Not me.
No. We got Richie ready. Ask Andy some questions.
Oh, Andy, some questions.
Yeah, these are the questions.
Okay, great.
You gonna hold this?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this right here.
That's it. Just make sure you get it just about that far from his
Oh,
mouth.
this is a good one. The first one's a great one. Andy, any advice for the young players of today?
Practice, practice, practice.
Absolutely.
Practice makes perfect. So if you really love the game, that's what you have to do. Go out on your own, and you got to hit the ball and keep practicing.
Got it. Great. Now, I know this is me, so you can answer it's me. Best dressed tonight?
I don't know. I have to say myself. I'm pretty good. GQ. I just came GQ. I don't know. I haven't noticed.
Okay, great. Describe tonight in one word, Andy.
Fantastic.
Pretty good. Great. After.
Why is it important to honor the people of the past?
Yeah. I believe, Andy, you mentioned this in one of your videos that somebody took in Hollywood, but I'm going to let you answer that. Why is it important to honor the inductees, past players?
Here, sign the book. You like to... I'm in the middle of a thing here. I'm sorry. It's all right. I'll sign it, though.
Okay, you were saying?
It's important for recognition of those who contributed to the game. So that's why it's important. I mean, people spend years playing the game, and the good ones contribute more than the everyday park player.
Absolutely.
So they should be, I should say, recognized and honored.
Thank you for that, Andy. What has been your most memorable moment in your paddleball career?
My father watching me win my first tournament, and then unfortunately 2 months later he passed away. So I was really, really happy about that. Prior to that, of my first tournament I played in Brighton Bass, 254 teams. And we came in second to Howie Hammond and John Brewski because we were still wet behind the ears. And on the way home, we went to a restaurant and we had the trophies in the car, and my father was a stickler for locking the car. Instead, he got out and he walked away, and I was the last one out of the car, rolling up windows and locking the door. And I said, "Hey, Pop, you left the windows open and the car unlocked. We got the trophies in the car." And he turned to me and he said, "Who in their right mind would steal second place trophies?"
Got it. Who were your biggest influences or mentors in paddleball, and how they impacted your game? There are many of them.
Well, I'm thinking I hooked up with Bobby Schwartz, my longtime partner. He was previously playing with his brother, and they didn't hit it off. His brother was a fantastic player, Richie Schwartz, but they didn't hit it off. That brotherly, sometimes, you have a problem working with each other. So I stepped in, and almost immediately we clicked. We had that chemistry. So it was Bobby Schwartz.
Got it. I know you answered this before. It's a variated question. What advice would you give to young athletes who aspire to succeed in paddleball?
I think I mentioned it. Practice, practice, practice. If you really want to succeed in paddleball, you have to go out on your own, and you got to hit the ball, and you got to practice. Constantly practice.
You got it, guys. Practice. How has paddleball impacted your life outside of competition, and what role does community play in the sport?
Outside of paddleball, the community. Well, I now live in Hollywood, Florida, and I embrace these courts at Hollywood, the Garfield Street paddleball courts, and I make sure that they're 100% in great condition. So I'm like the mayor of the courts in Hollywood. So I make sure they're top-notch courts.
And I've heard this before many times. It is absolutely true. What sparked your interest in paddleball, and how long have you been involved in the sport?
Since I was 15, so I'm 76, so that's 61 years ago. 61 years I've been playing, and I first started out in the neighborhood courts playing, and then I heard about better games in another courts, and I started playing there. And that's when I hooked up with my longtime partner, Bobby Schwartz.
Got it. What changes have you observed in paddleball over the years, and what excites you about its future?
Well, obviously I played when there were tournaments, when it was 128 teams or 250 teams, and then it dwindled down because it really lost interest. And then the resurgence of the big ball game started getting people back into the sport. So it's a slow process to get people back into the game.
Great, Andy. Are there any players or figures in paddleball that you have particularly admired, and what have you learned from them?
I thought I mentioned. Yeah, it was Bobby Schwartz. It was Howie Solomon. Howie Solomon was a steady player. As a matter of fact, I always mention that today's player, Sean Jackson, is a lot like Howie Solomon was. The way that he served, the way that he moved on the court, his anticipation. So I would say Sean Jackson. Unfortunately, we're going to be losing Sean Jackson because he's starting medical school.
Absolutely.
So is going to be away from the game for a while.
Got it. Yes. How has being involved in paddleball affected your life, either personally or professionally?
Well, not so much professionally because there wasn't a lot of money in the game, but exercise-wise, I couldn't beat it. I played 5-6 times a week, so I enjoyed it. And luckily, knock on wood, I didn't have any injuries, so that was key. I also knew my role in the game. I was basically a defensive player. I wasn't really strictly an offensive player. So.
Got it. And looking ahead, Andy, what are your hopes for paddleball community in the coming years, especially in terms of growth and inclusivity?
Well, they have KOC is a big sponsor. Of course, they have AF in his Pro Series tournaments. That's big. And Mike Melendez with the Nationals of the PFA organization. They're continuing and with their clinics and everything. So we should have a resurgence of the game.
That's great, Andy. Thank you very much. And thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we're concluding. Sorry if you can't hear me very well over the loudspeaker. It's right next to me, but we're going to conclude the Paddleball Family Alliance. Oh, and there goes the lights. They cut the lights on, too. I think that's it. I think it was until 11, actually. So we're going to cut the live here. That concludes the Paddleball Family Alliance Hall of Fame Dinner 2026. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for making stuff like this possible. It's my first time doing an event live stream that wasn't a sport, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed to 10's Finest 2, hit that subscribe button. Tell all of your homies that take any sort of interest in wall sports or sports that are sort of like handball. Maybe we'll branch out to more stuff after. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. None of this would be possible without your support. Huge shout outs to the PFA, Mike Melendez, and everybody that helped make this possible for me to be here today. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.